Here we go. All right. Game 3 here, guys, between Slayers and Sleep and Liquid HerO. It's going to be a Zerg versus Protoss, of course. We have HerO as the red Protoss on the right, and we have Slayer Sleep as the teal Zerg on the left. So far, some amazing games thus far. What did you see?
That drone was just like geeking out right there. He got stuck between his two homies, and they were like spinning in circles. He just didn't mind on the first wave. No big deal.
Really?
No big
well,
deal.
He's going to be about 5 minerals behind.
A whole
him.
5 minerals. Wow. He always scouts like cross map, I've noticed. You know?
That's kind of true.
I've noticed that in the last few sets of games.
I wonder why. What's the advantage behind that?
Well, maybe he doesn't want to get his Overlord scouted by the 11th mining unit. A lot of players will send out a super quick scout to the edge of the base.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
But so maybe it's just about not revealing his position.
Yeah, could be. I mean,
that has to be it, right?
Yeah. That's the only thing that's
the only thing that jumps to my mind.
Well, we do have the Overlord making its way across the tower. The probe here, no doubt, gonna no, it's actually not gonna see it. And the nice thing for Sleep is the cross scout is gonna work well for him because he's gonna immediately get over to the Protoss base. He's gonna see exactly where things are. And actually, now that I think about it, the cross scout right away is actually good for another reason. A lot of times, if I scout in the normal direction first, and then I found out my opponent spawns in the cross position, it's really hard to get an Overlord over there without getting sniped off by Stalkers or Marines.
True.
So if you scout right away, then you immediately have an Overlord over there to scout it.
Very true. Yeah. And the second Overlord has already popped out, and it's going to scout the bottom at about the same time.
Yeah,
so I kind of like it, actually.
I'm going to start doing this.
I like it, yeah. I like it. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan, too.
So he's going to mine 100
players,
gas.
pay attention.
He's going to mine 100 gas here and probably pull off, just get a quick speed and then expand behind that. And are we going to see that same dual gas quick starport opener that we've seen out of HerO so many times? HerO actually utilizing
a different build for once.
DT opener on Xel'Naga to
which on that map I think is pretty good. DT openings on Xel'Naga Caverns is actually fairly common now.
There's a lot of avenues.
A lot of avenues for DTs moving around. A lot of places for pylons to hide, and it's a safe way to get your expansion down. Because if you just 3-gate expand on that map, it's actually really hard to hold Roach them all in. So,
I kind of agree. DTs are pretty good for holding off that type of stuff. They do a lot of damage, and they're probably not going to have a layer to get an Overseer at that point.
HerO doesn't get the delay on the hatchery down.
Nope.
Lings are out right now. One Ling dispatched to kill that probe off, and the other rest are going to be sent over to the natural.
Is there any kind of damage that can be done at the natural? No.
I doubt it. There's a Zealot chilling there. He's the bouncer at the VIP club access.
Are we going to see a
side
starport opener here from HerO? He likes to drop it right by the Nexus.
The Emperor's Coruscant Guard into the Death Star.
Is he going to drop it? He likes to put it right next to the Nexus. He almost has the gas.
He has 100 gas. He's ready to go.
Is he going to drop it?
Is he going to do it? I don't know. There's an Overlord. I love how the Overlord's making its way behind the ledge right here. Really smart. That Overlord will get up on in there, and it will be able to permanently stay there until an air unit comes out to deal with that. No Stargate coming down. He's 1-gate expanding. No. What is he doing?
I don't know. He's saving up a lot of resources here.
1-gate expand. It's got to be.
I believe it is. Wow.
He's going to go for it. Zealot actually ends up blocking the pylon or the probe for a little bit. And finally, the Nexus begins to work its way down.
Getting a little bit risque.
It is pretty risky on this map.
Especially if he opens speed first. I mean, if Sleep had just made 12... 14 Lings, he could get in there and do a ton of damage.
But as it stands, Sleep is actually playing a very conservative game, getting the Evo Chamber to get the Spore Crawlers, because he doesn't know if HerO's going to go for Stargate or if HerO's going to go for DTs. So he just needs to get this Evolution Chamber just in case.
I totally agree. And he might be a little hesitant after last game with that DT opener. But
see the Nexus, though.
I don't think he's seen anything that would lead him to believe that DTs are coming yet this game, just because of the fact that we don't see those 2 super early Spore Crawlers that we saw on Xel'Naga. So it seems like Sleep is just able to read his opponents so well. I just love the decision making based on what he sees. He sees a certain amount of gateway units and he infers what the Protoss is up to based on that.
Yep.
And that's the same for every matchup. It's the same in Terran versus Protoss. You have to get a count on those sentries, get a count on how many zealots there are, how many stalkers there are, deduce how much gas he's used, what he could have invested it in. Are DTs on the way? Is a Stargate on the way?
Absolutely.
And I think he's assuming that a Stargate is on the way. He hasn't scouted it yet, though. He could also be thinking about a possible gateway all in here because he doesn't know.
He just doesn't know
quite yet what's up.
And that's why he's actually throwing the spine crawler up at the front door. You know, when in doubt, it's just a good idea just for one spine crawler. It's not that much of a loss, and it gives you a little bit more safety. So he's getting that one crawler up in case it's a 6 gate, or God forbid 7 or 8 gate all in. But there is a Stargate on route right now with the Void Ray already out on the map. Has revealed itself on the Overlord.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. So now, you know, that does two things. Yes, the Zerg loses the Overlord, but he knows the Stargate is out.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it... I mean, that's the whole purpose of getting the Stargate out, though, is to clear the Overlords, deny map presence, control airspace, and it looks like he's going to scout that third, so he got a good, solid timing on that third, but right now, Sleep just playing a pretty solid macro game. I feel like he's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know, I feel like HerO's playing a similar build to his normal play style, but this time the Stargate is a lot more delayed.
Yeah, much
but
later.
He's getting a lot of Phoenixes, though, so he's going to try to do some air damage, but it's definitely a lot later than his one base into Stargate.
Yeah, and we'll have to see which one does more damage, because we've seen both styles. We've seen the super early Stargate, and we've seen the delayed Stargate.
I mean, obviously, the delayed Stargate is going to do less damage, but the thing is he's going to have a much stronger economy to fall back on since he expanded right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. If he denies the third here, that could be a pretty big deal. Queen's on the way. No creep. Oh, my God. We are coming to save the third.
I don't think they can save it unless they get some transfuses.
Make it. Or can we? Oh! Maybe. Diverting his attention from the hatchery. Gonna go for the queens here.
The hatchery was canceled regardless.
Oh my God! All the queens will go down.
Damage. Oh, this is devastating for Sleep. Sleep just canceled the hatchery, lost all his queens. I mean, if you're gonna cancel the hatchery, why send your 3 queens up there in the first place, right?
I don't know, but that was pretty brutal. Hydralisk Den is almost up, though.
Yeah,
and he didn't lose any drones.
Sleep took so much damage right there, canceling the hatch, losing all those queens.
I totally agree. He did take quite a bit.
Well, this is going to be a tough one, man.
For some drone harass, HerO does not care about spore crawlers. He's just going in there and doing what he can.
Uh-oh, we have a Twilight Council and a Proxy Pylon coming up.
Oh, dear God.
We have a transition into DTs.
It's possible, but highly unlikely.
And I would be more likely to see Blink Stalkers at this point. Yep. There it is. So the Phoenixes are going to make their way back now, doing their damage, really, in a big way.
If he takes a quick third here, I feel like HerO is going to be in a fantastic position.
Well, he's going to have to send the janitor out to mop up the defecation on the floor first. Nexus doesn't like being planted down where the creep is, and there's a cannon coming up just to protect the back rocks as well. I like that. One Void Ray making its way into the main. Oh, it's gonna see a Hydra, and the Hydra with the creep gets out of there. But
what a pretty little
setup here. I like this little zero clutterish.
Yeah, zero clutter base setup.
A little nice, yeah.
Absolutely.
But Sleep needs. Sleep is in a bit of trouble. I think he needs to double expand. Yeah, he's doing that. And he needs to get his Roach Hydra count up, as well as some Corruptors. I hope he plays that aggressive style again versus HerO that we saw in Zelnaga Fortress, because we all know that once that Protoss ball maxes out, it's very hard to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
But how is he going to find an opening on this map? This one is so hard to break in.
Oh, I totally agree. Protoss able to get that wall up at the third so easily. Yeah. And then they can take that fourth behind that. I feel like this is a really good map for Protoss to play that kind of defensive macro style. Yeah, but they're getting gold, which is the huge issue, and they take the gold as their fourth, so it comes later, and it really just kicks them into overdrive in the late game.
Yeah,
they can start massing those high gas units, and oof.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. And it looks like Sleep may be pushing out here with a, pretty strange timing here for forces. He's just taking the tower right now, but this is actually really risky for the Protoss to push out before he's maxed out on 3 bases. The gateways here are going to wall off the Zerglings for now. But I wonder why HerO's just chilling here at the tower. That's pretty risky.
Yeah, it is pretty risky, but there's nothing out there to deal with the push. He might be out there to potentially deny creep, just hold on to some map control.
And he can pull back because he has the tower.
Zergling's trying to break in down at the third over there, but they will not be able to get in. He might be able to get in with all these Zerglings if he tries once again. I think he does have enough.
I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. It'll take so long to barrel down a gateway. It's just, yeah. HerO here is just playing a very conservative game. He did fall back from the tower, just leaving a lone zealot. And it looks like the Hydra army is out here. They kill off the zealot. And for now, a very conservative game. But here comes the Phoenix running in, getting a couple of drone kills.
God.
Oh, wow. Devastating damage here to the drone line.
And there goes your entire mineral line.
Oh, losing so many workers. 17 workers down right there. Wow. That's pretty bad. And it looks like, oh wow, look at this sleep. Purely Ling and Hydra, man. He's making a Ling Hydra push.
I don't know if this is going to do it.
I don't know, man.
I think this is a response to him losing so much.
Drones.
Yeah, but I don't. Oh, and now he's falling back. A little bit indecisive.
Yeah, I don't think he should attack that.
I agree.
Yeah. Well,
Storm is on the way as well. Storm going to be so good against those Hydras.
Look at his control with the Phoenixes, man.
I know, he's just right-clicking them in there and right-clicking out.
He pulls out the one with the weakest health. He does a little
totally
micro trick and everything.
He does have really good micro.
Yeah, he's really good with that.
His Blink Stalker micro is super impressive.
It is indeed. Well, it looks like a gateway is going to go down here, and then that means the Lings can flood in. Ooh, that's a lot of Lings. Is he going to run in? No, the Stalkers are there to defend. Meanwhile, Phoenix is still harassing here, still doing damage to the economy.
Those Phoenixes must have so many kills.
I know, let's just count them up. We got 8 kills, 4 kills, 3 kills, 3 kills, 3 kills.
Oh my god. That's a lot of kills.
Yeah, I mean, amongst them, I think they got all the worker kills. So,
yowza.
Yeah, well, the Hydras have now pulled back. The Lings deciding if they want to run in or not, but now that the gateway has been replaced, the key in the Archstone, it looks like the door is closed. And oh no, the Lings are going to run into a bunch of forces and going to get clammed to death. Oh no, HerO losing a lot of Lings right there. Things
he is countering
bad.
at the third at the same time though.
Oh,
the wall just now going back up.
The wall's
Can he get in there?
But the more cannons in the background as well. Oh, these Zerglings are going to go down. I don't think he can bust through. 3 Zealots getting warped in behind as well to prevent the Lings. Oh! Dude, that was awesome.
Zergling Blood 2.0, man.
That's a highlight of the day for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a highlight
Top
reel.
10 highlights.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Jot that one down.
Yeah, remember that one.
Throw that into the old old caboose.
Well, we do have Baneling transition now coming in. Roach Hydra Baneling, really interesting here from Sleep. He doesn't have, he does have Overlord drop, so this could work, but I really think if you're going to go Roach Baneling, you need Infestors.
I don't know, man. I feel like the Storms here are just going to wreck havoc. Although...
Now, Burrowed Roaches are really good against Storm. He doesn't have Burrow yet, though, so that's a problem.
That is true. He could potentially do a lot of damage here, though. A lot of these units are light.
Banelings, yeah, exactly. The Banelings, if they can get in there, they can do so much damage. It looks like HerO, realizing the threat, is just going to pull back and not going to commit to this. I'm curious why HerO isn't going for Colossus. I really feel like just go for Colossus. It's the most solid way to beat Zerg. If you go with this fragile Templar Templar composition too early, you leave yourself really vulnerable.
I kind of agree with you. And if you go for the Templar, you can transition into Colossus. And if you go for the Colossus, you can transition into the Templar. But you have to, at the end of the day, get both. I feel like you can't just forgo the Colossus.
Yeah, you can't.
You have to work it in there somehow.
Yeah, and I mean, this is so fragile. The Stalkers can blink away, but that leaves all the fragile units in the back. A couple of Storms going off, devastating the line.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, all the Roaches and Hydras eating Storms for breakfast.
But, I mean... They didn't eat the full brunt of the Storms, and he did manage to kill those Templar. He can remax relatively quickly here, and those Storms would have been oh so important in a huge battle where both players were committed.
Absolutely.
He's now reinforcing with some more Templar here. He does have the gold going up as well. I mean, HerO looking pretty solid. We are on equal bases right now for both players. He does have a bunch of Burrowed Roaches here in mid.
Oh, can he snipe the last Overlord? It doesn't look like he needs to. All the Overlords have unloaded their cargo. And does HerO know that those Overlords are now empty? I think he does. Is he going to go for the engage here? Does he have enough Storm ready to go? It's going to be a really close battle. It looks like HerO has to fall back. And where are the Colossus? I'm scratching my head right now as to why he's not getting Colossus. I really feel like that would be the game ender.
Immortals don't quite have 6 range yet, buddy.
Not yet, man. Not yet.
Not yet, but still a very, very powerful unit composition out of HerO here,
Absolutely.
Especially when you're working against primarily Roach.
Yeah.
Look at all those burrowed units. And they're going to engage here headlong into these Stalkers. He blinks the Stalkers to the back to give the Immortals and Zealots a chance to get in there.
Actually in a lot of trouble, man.
Yeah, he is.
This is a really devastating ball.
It
to deal with
really
Roaches.
is.
And the thing is, Sleep is maxed out. He can't get units to deal with Stalkers and Immortals, and all these Roaches are just going to evaporate. He does have Banelings in the background right now, but it may be too little too late, and he could suffer a loss of the hatchery as a result.
Oh my god, he's running the Roaches in on top of the Immortals. I don't know if that's exactly where you want to go. He has eaten up quite a few force fields. Storm's going down on the Banelings. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
So many Banelings just go down instantaneously right there, not hitting their mark. The remainder of the Roaches forced to burrow and run away here. Sleep trying to collect himself to push HerO off the gold here. The gold goes down though, which is huge. Critical moment in this game. GG.
Oh, GG's. Whew. That was just a moment where he was maxed out on Roaches, and you know what? He couldn't produce enough units to deal with the Stalker Immortals. He was just capped.
Absolutely. Well, Team Liquid's HerO will be coming to Atlantic City, IPL 3 Origins. Congratulations to him.
Yep.
Very well played. Very good games. And I don't feel so bad about getting my handed to me at MLG anymore, because those were some phenomenal games we saw out of him.